It's fair to say that most people find the swim the most daunting of the disciplines in a triathlon, and you would really love to be able to get to T1 just that little bit quicker. Well, today we are going to share our top tips for how to swim faster in a triathlon swim. Right then, so my first tip is equipment, and top of that list is our wetsuit. For most athletes out there, almost every open water triathlon that they're going to do is going to require the use of one. So make sure that you get a wetsuit that fits you properly, you're comfortable wearing it, but most importantly, practice using that wetsuit. Personally, I'd recommend during the summer or race season that you're going to be doing some events, wearing that wetsuit for at least one swimming session that you do during your week, and wear that wetsuit for the whole swim so you are really used to wearing it when you're in the water. So my second tip involves navigation, and that means in an open water environment, you want to be able to swim straight and sight well. Being able to make sure that you take the most direct line to the next buoy in an event is hugely important, meaning that you swim the bare minimum of distance in a race and you're not taking far too long in the water, meaning you are going to be swimming faster. And in fact, I have done a video all about how to swim in a straight line, and I will throw to that at the end of the video. Tip number 3 is all about drafting. Now, a lot of you might think, why would I want to draft? Sure, that's only something we do on the bike. But absolutely, believe me, when you're in the water, there's a huge benefit to be had from sitting on the feet of an athlete in front. So if you can see those bubbles of the feet in front, lock onto them and swim behind for a fairly significant energy saving. But I will point out a note of caution, refer back to my previous tip of swimming in a straight line. As long as that feet in front of you are going in the right direction, then please stay there as long as you can. So tip number 4 is all about the swim start. Now I'm going to suggest that this is a clockwise swim you're just about to embark on. So the first buoy that you're aiming for will be a right-hand turn. So if you're a stronger swimmer, I would always suggest being on the right-hand side of that swim start, because hopefully you are confident in getting away from the start quite quickly relative to all of the swimmers that you're going to be mass starting with. However, if you are a weaker swimmer, then that is certainly going to be a daunting situation, and you're not going to want to get caught up in that washing machine effect at the start. So in that regard, I would suggest you start towards the left of the swim start, because that's going to give you a little bit more space. Granted, it's going to take you a little bit further to get to that first right-hand turn, but in my opinion, that trade-off is worth it for not getting worried about your start position. So my fifth and final tip is swim with others. Now ideally the best thing to do is to get into an open water environment, your local lake or down by the beach at the sea, and try and swim as a group for the length of your session. It makes a huge difference to become more comfortable and more spatially aware as an athlete if you're swimming with others in training. So when you get into a race, you're not getting really panicky and anxious before that swim start. Of course, if you're not able to get into the open water that often, you can still practice this in the swimming pool. Something that we used to do quite a lot in our training sessions would be swim as 3 or 4 of us in one lane and swim from one end to the length to the other as a little group of swimmers to just get used to being nice and close in that confined environment. Give it a try, see what you think. Let me know about that in the comments section below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and that means that you're going to be able to swim quicker in your next swim triathlon. Hit that thumb up like button if it's the case. Find the globe on screen if you want to get all the other videos that we do here on GTN. And if you want to see a video about swimming in a straight line that I mentioned earlier on, well, you can find that here. And for another video about open water swim tips, well, that is here.